Hey there YouTube! This year I'm challenging myself to watch 10 movies a month. So these are the movies I watched in February. Vampire Academy. I watched this movie because I have a lot of friends who are really obsessed with it, and so I kind of just like went with them. I don't really know what to say about this movie. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It's kind of like Mean Girls meets vampires, and I kind of felt like a lot of the time it was trying too hard to be kind of funny and quirky and weird. But also like really cool. I don't know, I just felt like it was trying a little too hard. It is based off of books, so maybe the books are better. I don't know. I might read the first book. The second movie I watched was Legally Blonde, and where has this movie been all of my life? This is an older movie. It came out in like 2001, but I had never seen it before, and Tumblr talks about it a lot, so I just decided to watch it, and this movie is fantastic. It was fun, and Elle Woods is like a total feminist icon. Sometimes it felt a little over the top, but the overall message and just how fun the movie was kind of put that little bit on the back burner. Bronies. So this is the documentary about My Little Pony fans, specifically the adult fans, and I guess the male fans. This documentary had a lot of really good things about it. It was about acceptance and feeling like an outcast and finding the people and the place that you feel like you belong. And that's something that I can relate to because of all this anime crap I've had. I've been through that, and I know what a lot of them felt like. But there were also some bad things about it. I don't think that the documentary covered or wanted to cover. It completely wrote off the female fans, and I wasn't really under the impression that this movie was specifically about the male fans, but I guess it was. Female adult My Little Pony fans were just completely written off, and I felt like that wasn't a very good representation of the fandom. And also, it kind of didn't touch on the negative aspects at all of the Brony fandom, and I know that there are some, and it's a major point of contention on the internet, and I'm not really going to go into it. That would be a completely different video. Everything you have heard about the Lego movie is true. It is amazing. I can already tell you that this movie has the Oscar for Best Animated Picture next year. I'm calling it right now. I didn't think it was gonna be this good, but it's fun and super hilarious and heartwarming and really meta, and just there's so many layers and it's so good. It's a movie that kids can really like because it's got a lot of slapstick kind of kid humor, but then also adults will really like it because it's got, you know, those jokes with the layers. There's a lot of pop culture references and a lot of references to the history of Legos and how you play with Legos, and it's just really, really great. Also, this movie is computer animated, but it did function a lot like a stop motion film, which is what I ideally would have liked a Lego movie to be, but I know that's really difficult with the size and the scale of this movie. The Iron Lady. I don't really know why I watched this. I think I was just searching for something to watch and it came up on Netflix. I don't really know what to think about it. Set in a time that I was not alive for most of, and I'm not really well informed about this time period, not being from the UK, very up on my international history that way. Did really appreciate the fact that they mixed actual news footage with the rest of the film, so you kind of got the history aspect and what was happening through actual archived news footage. The Pianist. I've been wanting to watch this movie for a really long time because I really like Adrien Brody as an actor. I probably should have been prepared for how terrible it made me feel and how depressing it was considering the subject matter. If you don't know, The Pianist is about a famous Polish pianist who lives through the Holocaust. So yeah, it's a really great story about survival and the will of the human spirit. Her. There are so many things that I like about this movie. I like that it puts you in this kind of near future without really explaining how the universe works. And I also really liked that one of the main characters was just a voice. There was some really great acting, and it must have been really difficult to react and talk to nothing. It's just a really great story about love and pain and people and relationships and technology. I think we can learn a lot from this movie. The Wolf of Wall Street. Now, if you know me, you know that Leonardo DiCaprio is one of my favorite actors, hands down. I love him so much, but this movie was just excessive. It was a great story, and it was really interesting, and it was fun, and it was funny, but there was just way too much. They needed to dial back on the nudity and the cuss words and just the general vulgarness of this movie. That's probably a pretty good word to describe The Wolf of Wall Street, is vulgar. But if you can get past that, then it's an excellent movie, and someday, Leo, you'll get that Oscar. Someday. American Hustle. I wanted to like this movie so much, but I just didn't like it. I didn't understand why some things had to happen. I was just confused on the story in general. It was great otherwise, but you know, Captain Phillips. You have to remember when watching Captain Phillips that it is not about the destination, it is about the journey. Because Captain Phillips is based on a true story that was that was very prolific in the media. Anyway, informed on things like that, you know how this ends. So it's all about what happens in the meantime, but I just didn't. It was kind of boring to me. It was negotiations and yelling and things like that, and it just kind of bored me, even though I really like Tom Hanks. And those are all the movies that I watched in February. Let me know if you've seen any of these movies and what you think about them, and leave suggestions in the comments of movies you think I should watch. That's all I've got for you guys today. I'm Christy Lou. Mata ne!